The rage quitter. Some players treat every match like a final exam, and the moment things stop going their way, they disappear. The rage quitter leaves mid-game after one mistake, one death, or one unlucky moment. In competitive games, this creates frustration for everyone else because teams suddenly become uneven. Over time, online gaming became more connected and team-focused, which made this behavior even more noticeable. What makes this type different is how emotional their reaction feels. They are not leaving because they are busy. They leave because losing feels personal to them. The blamer. No matter what happens, the blamer always finds someone else responsible. If the team loses, it is the healer's fault, the sniper's fault, the game's fault, or even the internet's fault. These players rarely accept their own mistakes because doing so feels like weakness to them. In many multiplayer games, especially ranked modes, pressure builds quickly, and blaming others becomes an easy escape. The reason this type matters is because one negative voice can slowly ruin the mood of an entire team, even when the match is still winnable. The trash talker. Competitive gaming has always included some level of trash talking, even back in arcade tournaments and early online lobbies, but the trash talker takes it much further. They insult opponents constantly, mock teammates, and try to dominate conversations instead of the game itself. Sometimes they believe psychological pressure helps them win, while others simply enjoy getting reactions from people. What separates them from normal competitive players is the constant need to provoke others. For many players, one toxic voice is enough to turn a relaxing game into an exhausting experience. The backseat gamer. This type appears most often in squad games and co-op matches. The backseat gamer constantly tells everyone else what they should do, where they should go, and how they should play. Even when they are already eliminated or spectating, they continue controlling the match through non-stop instructions. Some genuinely think they are helping, but the behavior slowly becomes overwhelming. Gaming is supposed to involve personal decisions and experimentation, so constantly being controlled by another player can remove the fun completely. The Smurf. The Smurf is an experienced player using a low-level account to play against beginners. This has existed in online games for many years, especially in ranked systems where skill levels are carefully separated. Instead of facing equal competition, the Smurf chooses easier opponents to dominate matches effortlessly. For new players, this creates confusion because the matchmaking system suddenly feels unfair. It also damages learning environments since beginners cannot properly improve when they are constantly crushed by players far above their level. The cheater. Some toxic players do not trust skill or patience, so they turn to cheats, hacks, and exploits. In older online games, cheating often came from modified files or hidden software, but modern games now fight entire industries built around cheating tools. The cheater gains unfair advantages like wall hacks, aim assistance, or unlimited resources. What makes this type especially damaging is the loss of trust they create. Once players suspect cheating, every good performance starts feeling suspicious, and the entire competitive environment becomes unstable. The spawn camper. Certain players discover powerful positions near enemy spawn points and stay there for entire matches. Instead of allowing opponents time to recover or regroup, the spawn camper repeatedly attacks players the moment they appear. In fast-paced shooters, this creates frustration very quickly because victims barely get the chance to play. While some defend it as strategy, many players see it as exploiting map design rather than earning victories fairly. Over the years, many developers changed maps and spawning systems specifically to reduce this problem. The attention seeker. This player wants the lobby focused entirely on them. They spam voice chat, interrupt teammates, blast loud sounds into microphones, or intentionally behave strangely during matches. Sometimes it comes from boredom, while other times it comes from wanting recognition online. Multiplayer gaming created social spaces where attention became valuable, especially during the rise of streaming culture. The problem is that constant disruption slowly pulls everyone away from the actual game experience. The thrower. The thrower intentionally sabotages their own team. They may waste resources, reveal teammate positions, score own goals, or purposely lose rounds out of anger or amusement. In ranked games, this behavior becomes especially destructive because other players may lose hours of progress because of one person's decision. Unlike inexperienced players, the thrower usually understands the game perfectly well. They simply choose disruption over cooperation, which makes them one of the most frustrating toxic gamer types to encounter. The fake friendly player. At first, this player seems calm and supportive. They speak politely, offer help, and act cooperative. But the moment tension rises, their personality changes completely. They suddenly become passive-aggressive, manipulative, or openly hostile. This type often confuses people more than openly toxic players because the negativity arrives unexpectedly. In online communities, reputation matters, so some players hide toxic behavior beneath temporary friendliness until frustration exposes their real attitude. The mic screamer. Voice chat changed online gaming forever because it allowed instant teamwork and communication. But it also created the mic screamer. This player shouts constantly into the microphone, turning every small event into chaos. Sometimes they scream after dying, sometimes after winning, and sometimes for no reason at all. Loud background noise, arguments, music, or random yelling become part of every match. What makes this type exhausting is the lack of silence. Even simple coordination becomes difficult when one person dominates the entire audio space. The ego gamer. The ego gamer believes they are the best player in every lobby. They ignore teamwork, reject advice, and constantly remind others about their skill level. If the team wins, they claim all the credit. If the team loses, they insist everyone else held them back. Competitive games naturally attract ambitious people, but the ego gamer turns confidence into arrogance. Over time, teammates stop enjoying matches because every conversation becomes centered around one player's pride rather than the shared experience of the game.